Today, I want to demystify certain myths about car mileage when buying a car either from a dealership in Kenya or importing from Japan. We have had a lot of people say, oh, usibuy gari imepitisha 100,000 kilometers, or usibuy German cars over 60,000 kilometers. All this is a myth because of something called shaken inspection in Japan. I say Japan because a majority of Kenyans buy ex-Japan cars. Shaken is a legal inspection required by the Japanese law that vehicles and car owners go through every 2 years. This law, believe you me, was established in 1951, way before even some of your fathers were born. So what happens is every 2 years, a vehicle or a car goes through comprehensive inspection to make sure it is in good driving condition for safety purposes and environmental purposes. The inspection is done on things like exterior parts, identity of the vehicle, which also includes verifying the ownership of the car, emission tests, alignment, odometer calibration, headlights, and brake inspections, pit test, and exhaust systems. So where does mileage come in? Now, as part of the second law, it is compulsory for every vehicle to undergo a major overhaul after it has covered around 100,000 kilometers. That entirely means that the vehicle gets replacements of major parts such as the timing belts, electronics, the engine, check piston rings, suspension systems, etc. And this law applies for all cars in Japan, whether they are domestic cars or they are foreign cars like German machines. As a result, I can assure you that buying a car that has covered over 100,000 kilometers, to say, for example, 110,000, 120,000, 130,000 kilometers, is safer than buying a car that has covered 90 to 95,000 kilometers. And this applies to all brands of vehicles coming from Japan to Kenya. And you do not have to fear buying a car that has covered a mileage of 150,000 kilometers, because ideally that will be similar to buying a car that has covered 50,000 kilometers. However, by this I do not mean you lower your guard when buying a car from Kenyan dealerships, because we all know some of them are crooked and cook mileage. Always do your due diligence before buying a car. The safer way, in my opinion, to buy a clean car is by direct importation from Japan, which you can do by yourself. Or if you can't, we can do it for you to save you the hulabalu of the entire process.